You spent the day in Yancey County yesterday following a crew of line workers. What has been the past month been like for them?
I mean, absolutely exhausting. These workers are putting in 16-hour days, and they're driving in and out of some of the worst devastated areas in the state. And this is not quick work, right? I mean, it takes multiple days to even get through just a mile stretch of this devastation. So we wanted to see what it was like for a day of these people working out in the field. So we tagged along with the general manager of the French Broad EMC, the primary power company for the Yancey Mitchell region. Now, he took us to a remote location near the Cane River in Burnsville, where his crews are replacing and reconnecting poles. And just to put it into perspective, it is a good day if crews are able to replace 2 to 3 poles in those hard-hit areas. Right now, there are about 2,000 poles that need to be replaced. So this is a long road to recovery. I did speak with one of the linemen who has been working 6 to 7 days a week for about a month now. This is what he had to say when I asked him how he's mentally and physically getting through it.
Day at a time, just another, every time we roll up, you know, it's just another job we got to get done, and just look at it that way. Is everything that we can do today is something we don't have to do tomorrow, so, and we can be as efficient as we can. Because I don't know about you, but I wouldn't like to go this long without power, so we're trying our best to be as fast and as safe as possible for these people.
The majority of these workers, including Alex, are not from Yancey County. About 70 of the linemen are, but overall about 250 people from across the country, states like Florida, Kentucky, and Ohio, have been kind of driven in here to help out.
Now, Taylor, where are these workers staying when they're off the clock? Obviously, we have a bunch of them coming in from out of state.
Yeah, the general manager says the logistics around housing have been really one of the most challenging parts of this, given the devastation in the area. So a lot of them are staying in motels, churches, in schools that have really been kind of transformed into living quarters. Of course, they're able to eat, shower, and wash their clothes there. But yeah, this has been a long 28 days for those workers.
And Taylor, we've talked about all the work that needs to be done. 2,000 poles that still need to be replaced. Where's all these coming from?
Yeah, so they are having drivers drive to Raleigh every single day to pick up poles. They're averaging around 100 poles a day, and they are being placed into the ground as quickly as possible. But I think the interesting part about all of this is that typically they would use a helicopter to drop these poles in. It's the easiest, the most efficient, is also the cheapest way. But right now they're having to use drones to kind of scope out these areas. And when they do that, they're realizing that using a helicopter is just not possible. Right now they're having to use bulldozers, as you can just see from the video, to even get to these remote areas. So it's taking longer than it normally would if this was to be planned out.
Taylor, when we think about rebuilding areas, obviously here in Charlotte we have a lot of flat ground here, but in the mountains it's much different. What's the long-term impact of just losing all that infrastructure?
Yeah, I mean, the goal right now is getting people's power back on as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, that does come with consequences, because if you drive around this area right now, I mean, you see poles that are leaning sideways. Now, while you might think, okay, this pole needs to be replaced right now, that's not really the case because they're still working. So those poles that are damaged but are still working are not the priority right now. So because of this, the general manager is expecting electrical issues in coming months, especially when more people are using electricity to heat their homes. And he says, you know, this could take years and years of rebuilding this infrastructure. He kind of put it frankly and said, you know, 80 years of work to build this entire system was gone in 24 hours. I do think the silver lining here is that if you have a loved one out there with no power, workers are out there every single day. They're really putting their customers, they're the priority right now. But this will be a long road ahead in terms of fixing this infrastructure.
Yeah. A lot of recovery going on right now, and I know that you've seen that firsthand. So the devastation and just the hard work that everybody's doing.
A lot of hard work out there.